Let's go.
Let's talk about some movies.
Let's do it.
Let's do a thing.
What movie everybody want to start off with?
Let's start with Beverly Hills Ninja.
We already talked about that.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about it again, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is a masterpiece.
It is.
Greatest film ever made.
Yeah, total masterpiece. I love it.
We're saving Brian's for last because that's the blockbuster movie of the week.
Okay.
That shit was nuts.
I could talk about Lord of the Rings for 3 hours.
That is the most bland, so we'll go ahead and start off with Lord of the Rings. It is the least controversial. Let's talk about Lord of the Rings. It was a Fellowship of the Ring.
Yes, the first one.
The first one.
My least favorite of the trilogy.
I hate it. I'm kidding. I'm just saying this to aggravate Jacob. I think it's a good movie. But
a masterpiece.
I want Jacob to give his thoughts on the film.
It's a masterpiece.
What all do you like about it?
Everything from the characters to the plot, to the settings, just everything about the movie. I love the acting, the directing, the writing, the music. It's all just...
The music is great. I'll give you... The music is
amazing.
phenomenal.
It's just so good.
What's your favorite moment in the film?
My favorite moment in the whole film? The death of Boromir.
Mm-hmm.
It builds up Boromir to be this untrustworthy scoundrel who turns out, hey, he just wanted to do right by his people, and he died because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Very powerful moment in the film.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Oh, God. No! Boromir! Don't die!
My favorite moment would probably be...
Boromir! No, Boromir, no!
My favorite moment in the film is probably Gandalf, like everybody else's favorite moment. You shall not pass.
You shall not... Yeah.
Yeah, that part's pretty great.
That's a classic.
Yeah. That part... I remember when I was a kid on the video game, Fellowship of the Ring. That part was always pretty dope. I don't know if y'all ever played the Lord of the Rings video games.
I played the parts of the Twin Towers one, but never the first one.
The Twin Towers?
The Two Towers.
The Two Towers.
Oh my God, Jake.
You idiot!
I'm sorry, it's the Two Towers.
I actually accidentally say that sometimes too. I just find it funny that...
Yeah, I've had multiple people do that before.
Yeah, I've accidentally said that before too, just because,
It's literally a one-letter difference.
It is.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on Fellowship of the Ring?
It's a good movie. It is...
Shut up.
The one I think about the least. Like I've only seen Fellowship and Two Towers. I have not seen Return of the King yet.
Let him speak.
I will let him speak.
But as far as like my thoughts on Fellowship, of the two movies that I've seen, Fellowship is the one I liked the least of the two. I found myself checking out of it a lot.
Yeah.
I did. I was not just into it very much until the very end. The last 30 minutes are amazing. I love the last 30 minutes of the movie.
I'll say this, as a kid, I thought it was amazing. And I rewatched it, and I was like, it's good. Mm-hmm. I mean, I understand you think it's a masterpiece. Now, next week, I'm assuming we're going to be talking about Two Towers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that one, you'll appreciate my thoughts on that one. But as for this one, the first one, I just don't know. I can't get into it. And I understand your reasonings why. You've told me before that you like it because it's more character-based and that it's more of like a movie about a journey of people walking and stuff. But I don't know. Maybe
it sort of reminds me of like the old days of World of Warcraft, where like when you were a kid and there was no real way to get around this gigantic continent except just to walk. Mm-hmm. And you walked and you had this amazing adventure, and it sort of just takes me back to that.
Okay.
Where it's just a bunch of normal dudes that get pulled into this epic situation and have to just go.
Yeah.
But also, Brian, I don't mean to rag on you or anything. But I can see what you mean when it's like, oh, it's the worst of the three movies. It's not. I personally, my least favorite is the third one.
Is it?
That's my. Well, if I had to rank them, I'd probably put Two Towers 1.
No, yeah, duh.
Yeah. No shit.
Because for the last half of the entire movie
is insanity.
It's one half of a 3.5 hour long movie.
I'd probably put the third one at number 2 and this one at number 3. This is my least favorite one.
The way I look at the Lord of the Rings trilogy, though, I look at it more as a...
you look at it as like a whole continuous movie, don't you?
Yes,
right.
It is a 9 hour or a 10 hour long movie.
But honestly, I do want to pose this question to you. Do you think it would have worked better as like a miniseries?
No.
You don't
I
think?
I think it's the absolute perfect movie. It's the to me, Lord of the Rings is the absolute perfect, most absolute masterpiece that you can get in anything in cinema, movies, TV shows, anything.
Okay.
That's just me. That's my number one.
I know it's your favorite.
If I was to sit in a room for the rest of eternity, I'd say, hey, give me Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Give me all three of them and I'll be happy.
I remember as a kid, I just absolutely adored them. Nowadays, I guess I'm not as much into that kind of thing, or the Rings, but I can see the love for it. I mean, they are excellently directed films. They're well made. They're well crafted. And you do have validation. I mean, they did win awards, so there's that for you.
I don't care about any
I don't
of that.
either. I'm just saying.
To me, the
Awards are
movies-
more funny.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of like lets the people in Hollywood stroke their dicks to like, oh yes, we like this movie just like other people. Yeah.
Yeah. Joker 11 nominations.
Oh yes. No.
But yeah, I do enjoy this movie. It is a good movie, but it's just, I don't know, it felt too long, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't.
I can understand that complaint from some people because they are very. Even though the second one's a great movie, but it's not a movie I would just watch every day. You know what I mean?
I don't like using this word, but if any movie was to be described as this, it would be Lord of the Rings. It's epic.
Mm-hmm. It is an epic. That is what it is. It is an epic.
Insanely long. Again, it's 3 movies, and it's a total of like 10.5 to 11 hours to watch all 3 of them.
Right.
Look, I would agree with you. They're epics. It just, I can't wait to discuss the second one because I don't really have much thoughts to share on the first one, much more than I think it's a good movie. I think it's well made. It just doesn't hook me.
Yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on it too.
You're both fools.
Yeah. So what's your overall rating, Jake, for the first one?
My greatest rating is a solid 1 out of 0. It goes above and beyond. That's the best rating I give anything. Is 1 out of 0.
1 out of 0?
Yes.
Please explain.
Please explain. Okay, so, it's like 10 out of 10, that's 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's really no way to gauge a infinity percent, so I was like, let's
okay,
give
so
one
you
that's
just think it's
impossible.
Okay, I got you.
It's impossible for you.
Okay.
As far from anything,
Movies like that, let's go ahead and give it an 11.
From anything I've ever seen, well, it goes above and beyond that to me. It's better than anything I've ever seen before, and nothing's come close to it since.
Okay. What about you, Brian? What's your rating for
7?
That's my score. Is a 7 out of 10.
Both fools.
Okay.
It's
I guess
it's a positive score, Jake.
It is
Both
a positive.
fools.
You're like one of them angry people that post on the IGN comments.
I'm not one of those like angry nerds that get pissed off over somebody not liking something. This I will get pissed off if you don't like.
I said I liked it.
Yeah, we're saying
Yes,
we
but
liked
don't-
it.
but you don't love it.
Okay, the next movie, my pick of the week, and the end of the M. Night Shyamalan trilogy.
Yep.
The Unbreakable trilogy, Glass. Now, I'm going to give my thoughts on it first because it was my pick. I think this movie is very nuts. I think it's M. Night's most confused movie out of the trilogy while also being the most interesting. Where Unbreakable has a more structured plot and it's easier to follow. Glass at times can feel disjointed, but you can see the ideas that are crackling away underneath it, and I just think a lot of them are fascinating. Overall, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10 if I were to say. I think the score is incredible. All the uses of genres when it comes to camera movement is incredible. Bruce Willis actually gave a shit and tried, so that was interesting. I think it's one of Sam Jackson's best performances. And James McAvoy's awesome as always. Yep. I'm most interested to hear Jake's thoughts on Glass. So what's your thoughts on the Shamhammer's finale?
Probably, I think I liked it better than Unbreakable.
Really?
It's really, really close. I don't know how to explain it.
It is structurally like more unbreakable than it is Split.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does have like a slow burn.
I like the fact that they actually killed off the characters.
Mm-hmm. Even though I do think they did it in a pretty stupid way. We are the Clover Society.
Yeah.
We show up at the end of the movie. Who are we? Ho. I'll never tell.
Yeah.
Apparently the Clover Society was like these people that exterminated superheroes and supervillains, but you can't just introduce them in the third movie like that. And
at the end of the third movie, just to fill in a placeholder.
That was so lazy.
I really don't know about this movie. I liked it.
That's why I said it's his most confused movie.
I like the movie. No, I'm gonna have to actually put that below Unbreakable. I really liked Unbreakable.
Mm-hmm.
So my three favorites: Split, then Unbreakable, then Glass.
Okay, I do love the commentary on like the superhero genre in Glass, in that it basically sets up like every superhero movie they're gonna fight on this big tower.
Yeah,
but they never actually get there. There is a tower, but they're not going to the tower. Mr. Glass knows better. They were not going to make it there. I thought that was kind of cool. And at the end of it, early on in the movie, the guy's like the first comic book Superman flipped over a car, and at the end of the movie, you see James McAvoy's character flip over a car, like the origins of all these heroes and villains coming out in the world because people have knowledge of them. So I thought that was really cool. Mm-hmm. Brian, what's your thoughts on Glass?
Man, like Jake, it is my least favorite of the trilogy.
Take vitamins. Do you remember that?
Yes.
That's the best part of the whole movie.
Oh, God.
That part is so terrible.
Oh, man. But, yeah, I do agree that the plot twist is kind of dumb. Mm-hmm. It is. I actually like the plot twist better, even though it is kind of a huge coincidence. I do like the plot twist better that James McAvoy's character's dad was on the train.
That actually did not. I actually picked up on that on Split.
Okay.
Because you remember he kept on laying flowers at train tracks. I was thinking, okay, so his character's dad was probably on the same train as Bruce Willis.
I did like that plot twist. That plot twist was good.
It made sense.
Yeah.
It would make sense why Mr. Glass would try to pit these two against each other because of personal connection.
Yeah. And,
like all superhero and supervillains have.
And Samuel Jackson's performance, it's probably his best performance that I've seen him do.
I think it gives a little bit of a better performance than Unbreakable, but it is debatable.
Yeah. But because that one scene when like the reveal that James McAvoy's character's father was on that train and the Beast just walking up to him and him just raving about it.
Oh, he's happy. He's
with the teeth and and just that crazed look. I am the ultimate mastermind.
Yeah, that was great.
One of my favorite scenes in the whole trilogy actually was that scene.
It's incredible.
It is my least favorite, particularly because of like the big plot twist and just like the lack of build up to it.
Yeah.
But the cast is great. Mm-hmm. They do a great job of like taking all the opportunities to like have these three characters bounce off each other in their own unique ways. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, overall, a really good movie. Yeah. It is a really good movie. It was one of my favorites of the year it came out.
Mine too. I think it was like 10. It was like 10th favorite movie of 2019.
Yeah,
that says a lot because 2019 was an ungodly year for movies. So
I'll give it an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
Okay. Now that you actually brought up something that I actually want to mention about this trilogy, then what was your all's favorite moment in the whole trilogy?
The end of Split.
The end of Split with him looking into the mirror and then Bruce Willis. Or are you talking about the Beast,
the Beast
coming
scene,
out? Yeah, that scene is great.
That's my favorite one.
Mm-hmm. What's yours?
It's either the reveal in Unbreakable that Mr. Glass is the villain. Mm-hmm. It's either that or the reveal in Glass of the Beast's father.
Yeah.
It's one of those two scenes.
My favorite scene is by far whenever he goes to confront the Orange Man in Unbreakable.
Yeah, that's a great scene
because that scene I think has a great purpose of this. He's finally finding his place in humanity. He's doing what he's always wanted to do with his life.
Man, my favorite part of that whole scene actually is the music.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah,
because like any other scene, like it would have been like a generic music and it would have been over stylized with the fighting. But all Bruce Willis is doing is just choking the guy out, and it's playing like this inspirational music.
Is it one take?
It's one take. Yeah, they're just slinging each other across the room. It's incredible. I adore that scene. I don't know. It's just it gets me every time, especially the kids helping them out of the pool.
Right.
It's so comic booky, but in such a realistic fashion.
Man, another great scene is the scene after that one where like Bruce Willis slides the paper over to his son.
That scene's incredible too.
And whispers, "You were right."
Yep.
And his son just starts crying.
Yep.
That's a great scene too.
Also, Jay, did you know this? That same boy in Glass is the same boy in Unbreakable grown up.
Really?
Yeah, like they didn't recast the actor or anything. It's the same person.
Really?
Yep.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. And the mom is the same person too, like Mr. Glass's mom.
You don't see that very often.
Yep. But I'd say that's probably my favorite scene in the M. Night Shyamalan Unbreakable trilogy. So for me, so Jake, what's your rating for Glass?
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
I give 8 out of 10.
I give it a 9 out of 10. I absolutely adore it. Now let's get to this insanity.
Oh boy,
Brian, let's talk about Into the Tall Grass. What was your thoughts on this insanity?
Oh god,
This is a movie.
Okay, so pretty much the whole premise is that a group of people. It's a movie that's based off of a novella that was co-written. I think it was co-written by Stephen King and Joe Hill. Mm-hmm. And Joe Hill being Stephen King's son. And the premise is pretty much that a group of people step out of their cars into a field of grass that's like 8 foot tall, and they get lost in it, and they can't get out. And there is like this like supernatural presence to the grass that's not letting them out. Okay, and there's a rock in the grass, a large big rock in the grass.
The rock giveth and the rock taketh away.
Oh man. Oh, let me go ahead and get the positives out of the way first. Yeah. Okay. So I love the directing in this movie. Mm-hmm. The directing is really good. I love the cast. I think that the overall cast does a really good performance. Mm-hmm. And yeah, there are some legitimate scenes that do like have like great build up. There's a great sense of tension and dread. I watched while watching on my phone. I actually found myself like kind of on the edge of my seat, you know, glued in, like kind of wary of what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think even the music was good. I did.
I love the music.
Yeah, the music is good. But what the hell was this movie?
I think it's beautiful. I think it's perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is more of a... See, I was actually shocked whenever you picked this one because this is more of a Tyler movie.
It is.
Wait, what's a Jacob movie then?
I don't know, Lord of the Rings or something?
Or Beverly Hills Ninja.
Beverly Hills Ninja?
Ooh.
Yeah.
So I picked the terrible movie.
Marriage Story. Jacob's favorite.
I don't like that movie.
I know.
I didn't care for it, but
hey, this movie is it's isolated chaos.
It is. I will agree with that.
It is just absolute mayhem.
Yeah. What was your negatives with it?
The incest.
What? Where did that come from? It's
Jacob actually made a point earlier, though, whenever we were discussing before we started this. He said he actually said, "Well, that just adds to the insanity of the movie."
It does.
Yeah, there's like this incestual subplot in the movie
that the brother wants to is
attracted with the sister.
It's literally
it just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, it comes out of left field.
Like they don't set it up or anything, and
they couldn't have been like at the start of the movie having like sniffer panties or something.
Actually,
weird.
That would add it to more of the insanity.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah,
like what is going on? Or,
what kind of movie am I in, Brian? Brian,
you're into some weird stuff, dude.
By the way, I picked this movie at a drop of a hat. By
the way. I ended up liking it most of everybody. So
when he told me, "Oh, the movie I'm going to pick this week is Into the Tall Grass," can you come in my room and ask and tell me that? I was like, I think I've watched about 10 minutes of that movie, and it seemed like it was really good. And I only watched 10 minutes of it where it was real tame. I think it was the part where like they find the little ghost boy, and the little ghost boy takes him to like a dead animal. It's like, oh, the dead things can't move in the grass. I was like, oh, so this is just like sort of a scary movie.
And then after that,
and that's where I cut it off though. That's where I was like, you know what?
The Rock hadn't been explained or none of that.
No, I go back and watch it later. I'm like, oh, I got the tame 10 minutes of this entire movie. I got really lucky.
This movie's insanity.
But yeah, there are like a lot of like unnecessary subplots in this movie. Like the pregnant subplot, I didn't think went anywhere.
No. Also, she can jump high for a pregnant lady.
Like 17 feet high.
That was ridiculous.
She was jumping over top of the grass.
Maybe the grass made her jump that high.
Well, you see, I always thought, whenever I first watched the movie, I was like, oh, it's purgatory. And still, I sort of have a thought in my head, like, maybe it is purgatory.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sort of my final guess on it, really.
I
kind of think it's purgatory.
I can actually see that.
It's just like, oh, these people are stuck here for forever. Mm-hmm. It's not exactly like...
Because it does say that the grass chose them, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
From what I understood, it was all...
And then you could say that the rock represents God.
Maybe they died in a car crash, and the grass is supposed to be a representation of like purgatory.
Well, the ending with the ending, that can't be the case.
I know, that's what it makes it seem more interesting.
And that's my overall problem with this movie. This is my overall problem with this movie, and it's the same problem I have with movies like Mother, Under the Skin, or even Joker. Even though I like that movie,
you didn't like Mother?
Listen, the thing that kind of falls flat with these movies for me is just that they really want to be vague, but at the same time they want to explain a bunch of stuff too.
Yeah.
Because and they start contradicting everything, and honestly, it feels like all the vagary. It just feels like you're just wanting some like film chops at that point, because there's so many things. There's too many things that are too explained and too concrete and too like well thought out for this other thing to be vague and to be like left alone with, because we can say that, oh, what if the grass was purgatory, and that they may have died or something. Well, the kid gets out, and he does, and because of the time loop, he keeps like the brother and sister from going in.
So, but you could also say at that point, I like the openness of those movies though, because you can also say. I was
going to throw another suggestion. Well, not a suggestion. Another
possible explanation.
Yeah, just not for the movie, but more of why people do like films like that. And I understand why people don't. I totally get it.
It is a me thing.
It's a me thing that I like these movies because from a writing standpoint, like Joker, Under the Skin, Mother, and Into the Tall Grass, they're not perfectly written. They don't have these great scripts. Actually, a lot of the dialogue in it is a lot of jankiness in all four of them movies. But I guess I love the vagueness because I can't get it out of my head, and I always want to piece together what the film is intentionally trying to say.
Right.
And I understand the feeling of saying it's an imperfect movie from these flaws, but I guess I find them flaws to be beautiful, just on my perspective of things like that.
But I guess it's like whenever like someone says that a movie like Joker, it could just all be in his head, and all the bits of the movie just could be him imagining. Why would he imagine himself imagining a girlfriend then?
Well,
stuff like that.
People with schizophrenia do imagine weird things like that, but I guess
schizophrenia is weird.
Well, no, I ain't gonna joke about anything like that, but I will say that things like that do happen. I guess I like that. I can see why someone doesn't. Like a Fight Club does a better job of explaining something like that. For another example, I guess I just like the vagueness of Joker.
Right.
And I like the vagueness of this movie too. With its flaws, I find beauty, I guess. And except for the kid. To hell with that kid, he sucked.
I thought he was fine, but
yeah. and them stupid. Well, actually, no, they're not stupid. They're actually just perfect. Them stupid riddles or rhymes that they go on about. That was really odd. And the Rock is amazing. The Rock having powers.
I tell you what, my favorite thing in the whole movie has to be the villain.
The dad?
Yes, the dad.
You mean Green Goblin?
Yep. I said earlier to y'all, it's like what happens if you put William Dafoe's Green Goblin in an art house movie.
Yeah.
This is what you get.
It's, oh man, my favorite line in the whole movie, don't worry, son, it's just flesh. Yeah. And flesh is grass.
It's beautiful.
Or like, but hey, I chose a movie that featured incest and baby eating. So yeah,
that baby eating scene's very disturbing.
It is.
Yeah.
Not as much as Mother's.
Well, no. Mother lost its mind in the last 15 minutes. That was the most insane cinematic experience because the movie, I don't even think it knew what it was doing. It's just like throw everything at the wall.
But But yeah, I can't say that this is a bad movie by any means. There's way too many good things and way too many things that I like in this movie for me to call it bad. But yeah, I cannot say I loved it though.
Yeah,
I was because
that was your pick.
It was.
I remember you messaged me. You've been tossy-turny on this one. You've had to formulate your plots on it for a long time.
I said I was going to give it a what the hell out of 10.
Yeah,
that's what my rating was going to be.
Yeah, I remember you said I almost would consider this a masterpiece, but yeah.
Oh yeah, because there are. This could be for me. I could consider this movie a masterpiece. There's just too many things I don't like about it.
Yeah.
But I will.
You prefer like art house movies like Into the Black Rainbow and stuff like that.
Yes, where they're
totally vague.
Yes,
but
and
they don't
have to piece everything together just from like the wild imagery that you're getting.
And the movie almost is like a canvas to where like there is no right answer or wrong answer. It's whatever you take out the.
Because I did remember telling you that I think the reason why I like something like Beyond the Black Rainbow over something like Under the Skin. There's no talking in Under the Black Rainbow, hardly. There's only like how many
Beyond the Black Rainbow, sir? Get your facts
Beyond the
straight
Black Rainbow
before you open your mouth.
My bad. Beyond the Black Rainbow, there's no talking. There's hardly any talking in it.
And all the talking really is just nonsense. You don't pay attention.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
You can piece together like an idea
of what. You eat your pizza and you watch the movie.
Yeah,
but just enjoy the damn acid trip.
Yep.
But I will say this. I will even say this that there is a movie that you mentioned that is a completely silent movie that was made in the early '90s, I think, that you talked about at one point that I am kind of interested in watching. But In the Tall Grass, I will give it this. It stuck with me for a few days.
Oh wait, I know what movie you're talking about. Begotten.
Something like that. Yeah.
It's It's a black and white film.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna be my. Okay, yeah, I'll let you continue.
But
it's on YouTube.
Yeah, I will say this: In the Tall Grass stuck with me.
Okay,
it did stick with me. I have to give it that. I walked away with it going.
What in the world did I just watch? Yeah.
And that's something. That is something. There are some movies that I've walked away just not caring about. I never have to think about this thing again. I went back and thought about it in the Tall Grass quite a bit.
To me, that actually opens up a bigger question I want to ask y'all then. Now you just said that. I just thought of this. What is a true, genuine cinematic experience for you? Because that right there, what you just explained, is a genuine cinematic experience for me. Is whenever, and again, the movie don't have to make total sense to me. Everything don't have to be perfect. It's whatever it makes me feel after I see it.
Yeah, and mine is similar, but mine's more focused in the story rather than the theme.
Because I prefer theme over, like, I don't need a narrative that much. I just need a theme and idea to think about.
Like, Avatar: The Last Airbender, the ending of that show left me with like a...
Not the movie,
the show.
No, it's the movie. They're talking about the movie.
It had a huge, significant toll on me, like emotionally. Like, it made a big emotional impact with me, and it still does when I watch it.
Yeah.
And because of the fact of, like, through 60 episodes, I've seen these characters' journeys and where they started and where they are now. And just the idea that this whole complete story was told in this one good, tight narrative. Something like that will stick with me. It's one of the reasons why I love the first season of Daredevil so much.
Yeah.
Because Daredevil has that too.
It's a masterpiece.
Yes. Breaking Bad has that. Even though I haven't seen it in a few years, Breaking Bad had that too. But the John Wick series has that. But that's mainly just in catharsis on just
action.
The wild action scenes.
I will say something controversial we'll disagree with. I think Atomic Blonde has better action than John Wick.
I'll be honest.
Just for that stair scene alone.
I completely get that.
Yeah.
I am actually not going to die on that.
There's like a 10-minute long take where they fight, where Charlize Theron fights a bunch of guys on stairs, and she's doing all the stunts.
Yeah.
And then it goes all the way out to the streets, and she's driving a car, all one take. The camera never cuts. It's mind blowing.
Yeah. I actually do get that. I prefer the John Wick movies.
Yeah, I totally understand that.
But
Atomic Blonde has
Atomic Blonde's action scenes are amazing,
and it has a dumb plot. it has a horrendous plot that I don't even understand.
Well, I think the problem is, and I think we made this discussion when we first watched it, was there's too much going on.
So much.
It cares way too much about what's going on. John Wick doesn't care.
Yeah,
what the plot is.
Atomic Blonde tries to tell a serious story with all these action scenes. I don't think the director really had a full focus of what he was trying to do, but we'll get to Atomic. We'll probably talk about Atomic Blonde.
Yeah, we should. And it is a movie I've actually wanted to rewatch.
Mm-hmm. I know that's a movie that people have forgotten about.
I have not forgotten about it since I've seen it, just because of that.
I haven't either.
I feel like most people have.
Probably. I really like that director.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that director. He actually directed Deadpool 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, what's a cinematic experience for you, Jake?
I'll be honest, one that I can leave where I know, hey, I've been fully entertained for however long I've watched it, and I'll be able to talk about this movie tomorrow with my buddies, saying some of the jokes, and be like, oh, it's a funny movie, you should go watch it.
Mm-hmm.
That is a cinematic experience to me. Now, going and watching like Beyond the Black Rainbow or Joker, that's an artistic experience to me. It's like, oh, this isn't cinema. This is art.
Yeah.
This is just pure out, beautiful. This is. I'm not going to bring it down to the level of cinema, because cinema to me is Beverly Hills Ninja, Tombstone, just stupid fun movies, Happy Gilmore, that you can sit and watch and think, oh, this is funny and stupid, and there's fart jokes, and I'm happy that I watched this. I wasn't bored. I can either make fun of the movie or I can laugh with the movie. It doesn't matter which.
Well, so bad it's good movies or cinema to me, too, for the experience.
Beverly Hills Ninja. You don't laugh with most of the movie. You laugh
at
it. Yeah. That's okay.
That's the experience the movie's genuine is getting out of you. So,
yeah.
I mean...
So, as long as I enjoy the movie...
You're an entertainment guy. Amuse me for an hour and a half.
Whenever it comes to normal cinema, yes.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of the time, I want to watch Beyond the Black Rainbow-esque movies where
or
it's just...
Joker,
or Uncut Gems, or...
Uncut Gems is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So we already discussed it, but it's great.
That's not a cinematic experience. That is an artistic journey.
Okay. I mean, I can understand that.
I'll put them in different categories.
But,
okay, no, that's fine.
Beverly Hills Ninja's not art.
but yeah, it's... I think we all have, like, a good... like different in it, and I actually do like that.
Yeah.
In the fact that Tyler you've always been a theme guy. I've always been a story character guy. Like
your entertainment,
and you just want to be entertained.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
And
I don't think either three.
I don't think any of them are wrong.
With three of those,
because all three are genuine experiences that only movies can provide.
Yeah, it just means that we're probably not going to like the same movie every time.
Yes, and that's actually what makes this fun.
Yeah,
the podcast is because we all have varying, different opinions. Not us just repeating the same thing over and over.
Right.
Like if we all three just sit here and said Joker's a masterpiece, it would have been less interesting. But with me and Brian going at it, I mean, that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And I was sitting here
and the fact that we can do it without having like these screaming matches.
Yeah.
I will scream at either of you.
we don't think Lord of the Rings is the greatest movie ever
made. Because I have gone and defended a lot of like Marvel movies that you guys don't like.
Foolish.
Let's talk about Marvel movies.
Okay.
Let's say we're already on that. Martin Scorsese said Marvel movies are not cinema.
We talked about that earlier today.
Yes. Now, for me, they're not cinema, but I can understand how they're cinema for other people. Now, what I want to ask you is, you said that you always defend Marvel movies.
Some of them. There are some that are indefensible.
Yeah.
Name one.
Some that are indefensible. Probably something like Iron Man 2, Thor 2.
Thor the Dark World,
yeah. So something like that.
Ant-Man versus the Wasp.
Yeah, that's unbearable.
I haven't seen that one.
That's the worst Marvel movie I've seen.
It's
horrible.
I haven't seen Ant-Man versus the Wasp, but
Brian, you hate it.
But Black Panther.
Just knowing you'll hate.
Yeah, Black Panther is one that I really enjoy.
I think Black Panther has really good moments and really bad moments.
Okay.
I love the director of Black Panther, but they did not give him total freedom, and I would have preferred that.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm a huge fan of Ryan Coogler.
I think the biggest problem, and you brought it up before I watched it, and I totally get it, is where they're trying to pass off that Black Panther is dead.
Oh god, that part's hilarious. Like, it's the first movie, and we know he's going to be in Infinity War, and they're like, oh no, T'Challa will never return.
Yeah, the thing is, they don't cut the
They don't cut the him. They're just like, oh, he's really dead.
It's staying on like his loved ones.
I feel like that's more so the part of superhero movies where it originally came from, where it's for the kids, because superhero movies were mainly marketed for children most of the time.
I understand that, but I think
At this point, I understand at this point in time, they're not exactly marketed towards kids besides toys.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I would argue, even if they're marketed towards kids, though, they still need to respect their audience. Like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies always respected the adult audience as well.
Right.
Even though it was like this corny, cartoonish movie, there was also really these great emotional beats that still get me.
Well, heck, in the 90s, Batman the Animated Series. Like,
it's great.
It tackled a lot of heavy subjects. Batman Beyond tackled drugs in schools.
Yeah.
So, steroid usage for athletes. That is an episode in Batman Beyond.
Yeah. So I think there has to be a certain level of respect, I guess, for the audience when it comes to Marvel movies or superhero movies in general.
If I can go on, like, adult themes and what's meant for children, I've been watching the show Gargoyles, rewatching it recently. It's a great show. I really love it. There is literally an episode where one of the gargoyles accidentally shoots one of the main characters. And it's not, like, played up for laughs. She is laying in bleeding on her kitchen floor, taken to the hospital. The next episode, she is on crutches.
It teaches kids valuable lessons, too.
Yes. Because I was watching the commentary of the episodes, listening to the creators talk about it, and the way they were talking about it, they did want to it seemed like they really did want to like tackle certain things in this show that was meant for kids and kind of like leave something with them. So
some of the moments you remember the most as a kid is like the impactful moments in a story or something like that.
Like Mustafa falling to his death.
Yeah. But Marvel movies they're just not for me, I guess, because there's been so many of them, and a lot of them do follow a formula.
Is legit.
I both agree and disagree with what Martin Scorsese says, because as I said, cinema is entertainment,
and they do entertain people.
Yes.
They're just not cinema.
To me, they're no longer entertaining, so they're no longer cinema to me, because I'm not ever going to go watch another Marvel movie unless it's something completely out of the box, where it's like, oh, this could be pretty fun to watch, but then I'll most likely be disappointed that, it's another Marvel movie.
Yeah. If it does something like intriguing.
Well, I mean, that's why I liked Ant-Man. I thought it was...
I did not like Ant-Man.
I thought it was fairly different, even though most people say, no, it's the same exact formula.
What is your all's favorite Marvel movie out of the MCU?
Probably, it's a toss-up for a few of them.
Deadpool.
Captain America Civil War is one of them. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. The original Avengers. Those are probably my top three.
Okay.
I'd say Deadpool.
That's not MCU.
It isn't?
No.
I thought it was considered MCU now.
No, I mean the first two wasn't.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. My favorite one, if I had to really sit here and think about it, probably Infinity War.
Okay.
I actually really loved Infinity War so much I gave it like a 9 out of 10.
Infinity War was good. I wish they would have ended it there, though.
Okay.
Like the ending, I thought was like, oh, sorry, superheroes can't do absolutely everything and defy the laws of the universe. They can do so much, but when they lose, they lose like anyone else.
Yeah.
I like that thought. It's a sad ending, but that's a different stroke for Marvel.
Yeah. I guess we'll talk about the video game of the week. It's actually my pick for the week.
Oh, yeah.
What is it?
The Arkham games.
Oh, yeah.
Have any of y'all ever played any of the Arkham games? First two?
And I actually don't think I ever completed Arkham City, though.
I've played some of the first two, but I haven't beat either of them.
I love them.
Games. They couldn't
grip me long enough.
I love them. If I had to rank them, for anybody that has ever played the Arkham games, the general consensus is Arkham City is the best amongst people. And I would agree with that. Arkham City is my favorite one. I love the combat. Story's kind of dumb. But I guess my second favorite would probably be Arkham Knight. Just for how complex the story gets. It has it has really bad moments and really great moments. But it tries to tackle the most thematically. Arkham Asylum it'd probably be my third. It's just a fun dungeon game.
Yeah, I loved it until the end.
Oh, the ending of Arkham Asylum's horrible.
I hated the ending.
Like Joker injects himself with all this Titan venom to only stand on top of a thing and have his henchmen fight Batman. It's really dumb. It's awful. And Arkham Origins would be my fourth. It's probably the most underrated game in the series. A lot of people either love it or hate it. I really love it. I think it also has a great story, but some of the gameplay mechanics are reused from City, and it's a glitchy mess at times.
Yeah, I heard that.
But I guess that's my thoughts on the Arkham series.
I should play Origins. I need to get around to playing Origins.
It's you don't have an Xbox One, do you? So
No.
it's backwards compatible on Xbox One, but I don't know. I've always really liked the Arkham series. I think that's about it for us.
Actually, I would like to do one more category at the end of the
Okay.
show from now on.
What do we got?
I would like to do a thing where we actually we don't have to talk about them, but I'd like it if we actually said what we're going to talk about next week. Like what?
Oh yeah, I actually was going to say what movie.
choose.
I know what movie I'm picking.
What's up?
Begotten,
Okay.
the black and white movie you were discussing earlier.
I am interested in that movie.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Okay.
So
My next movie will be Tombstone, directed by Brent Triplett.
all right.
Ah, man, I actually haven't thought about the movie that I'm gonna pick.
It must be known.
You must know.
Okay, think.
Till it be executed.
Execute Order 66.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and bite this bullet. I'm gonna go ahead and just rip this Band-Aid off. I'm gonna talk about the Underworld movies. The first.
You had mentioned you wanted to talk about them, so we'll talk about the first one.
I probably am gonna rant about the overall series, even though I haven't seen all of them.
They're great movies. Every one of them, they're perfect.
I loved them as a teenager.
I
that's all I'm gonna say right now.
liked watching The Woman in Leather.
But yeah, that's probably what I'll talk about.
And it's also your game pick next week.
Oh, I do know what game I'm gonna pick.
What game?
Unavowed.
Okay.
Oh God.
All right, we'll discuss it. And I think that's about it.
Yes.
Let's go.
All right, we're out.
This is awkward.